find the right tool.
Silent Hill to make it a little more realistic. So as you can see, Murphy came to a door with a lock on it, and all he needed to do was find a metal weapon and bash it off with. This is instead of having a 20-minute side quest where he has to go find a weird key.
Murphy doesn't just have one walk animation cycle. It's context sensitive based on, the environment. So, if he's near a ledge like this, he's going to walk a lot more cautiously than he is if he's just walking down a grassy path. It's actually a neat design tool that the designers use throughout the game. So, if he's in a very creepy environment, creepy atmosphere, he's going to have a very nervous animation.
Yeah, we figured it was better to tell you what was going on in Murphy's head through body language as much as possible rather than having him constantly going, wow, this place is scary.
Notice that machine is ripped off of the wall. The idea here is to try to figure out where it is and how you can get a ticket to get through this turnstile. It's an early puzzle in the game. Savvy player might notice these drag marks.
Just looking for a way out of town is all. Afraid all the roads are out, every last one of them. Strangest thing. What the? Something wrong, son. Did you see it? Up there in the window. Never mind. I suppose if you're really desperate, you can try the old Skytrain. Of course, it hasn't really been kept up since the accident. I'll take my chances. That's the spirit. Well, this mail ain't gonna deliver itself. Good luck, Murphy. Hope you find whatever it is you're looking for. Hey, what's the name of this place?
Notice it starts raining and water actually will affect Murphy's clothes and his hair and that kind of stuff as well. Weather plays a big factor into the game. It's not just here for ambiance and environmental atmosphere, it's actually works its way into the design as well. So when Murphy's going through the town, the weather starts getting bad, you'll notice his surroundings start getting bad as well. Meaning the amount of enemies starts ramping up.
Hello? Anybody here?
mix of player-controlled dynamic camera and also the fixed cameras to sort of set up the mood, provide tension, and make sure you're looking where we need you to look if we're going to scare you. A variety of different purposes, but it gives us a lot of freedom to work the game's ambience.
Demo, we've kind of broken it up into parts. This isn't actually the straight linear flow of the actual level. For the, we wanted to try and get a sample of combat in there as well. So we've teleported the player to this yard here where he's going to encounter some enemies. To show you a little taste of the combat in its current state. We're still in development, so there's still some tweaks and stuff to do, but we get a general idea.
It's also worth probably noting that we had a load screen between these two areas, but when you actually play the game, the only load you'll see is when you first start the game or when you get a save game up. Once you're in the game, there's no loads between levels. It's just all seamlessly streamed in.
So all the weapons in this game are everyday sort of objects. You're going to see, chairs, bottles, shovels, crowbars, that type of stuff. There's no inventory, so to speak, so you're not going to have an arsenal of weaponry that you can just carry around. What you can hold in your hand is what you get, with the exception of the firearms, since those are rather rare and scarce in the environment. You can put the gun in your waistband and use it, but you should use it conservatively because the bullets are going to be hard to find. a team, so one will sit back there and scream and catch you in that disorientation. The other one will start attacking. In the game are breakable. You notice the chair shattered there when I hit her. I can actually pick up that leg of the chair that broke off and use that as a one-handed weapon. You can use your fists as well. It's not a very good strategy in this game. It'll probably buy you a little bit of time, but if you try to go toe-to-toe with enemies, you're going to lose. Sample of the combat. You know, it's still work in progress. Got a few months still left, and a lot of the focus now is just on polish, tuning and tweaking, and getting the camera to be focused in the proper places, and that's the demo. You can open up the questions if you guys like.
So does your character work on regenerating health? You mentioned there wasn't health.
Actually, sort of.
Okay.
When you get really hurt to the point your HUD will start flashing, so you get that, sort of
red.
fisheye, and red and bloody. If you can get away and manage to hide or just rest for a little while, you'll get back to a certain point. You're not going to heal up all the way, just enough basically, and then you're going to have to rely on health packs and first aid to heal yourself completely.
Does Murphy have anything sort of special about him, unlike other protagonists? I mean, in Silent Hill 3, you're a female, you can't really wield weapons.
Right.
In Silent Hill Homecoming, you're army guy, you could do a lot more combo. I mean, really good combat. Anything special about him?
No, not necessarily. We kind of wanted to still have that feeling of, he's an every guy, right? It's like if Brian was in Silent Hill, what would he do, right? It's like,
Run like hell.
Yeah, exactly. So, he's not a badass. He's not going to be out there. I mean, you saw it. I was struggling.
The idea is generally if you have one enemy, you can probably kill him pretty easily. Maybe take a couple hits. But if there's two or three, you're not going to want to fight him if you don't absolutely have to. So you just want to get an opening and get out of there.
Yeah, we're trying to have the strategy of flight versus fight also in effect.
And then I saw that the chase from Silent Hill Shattered Memories is back in. Was there a reason why that was brought back?
It just was a mechanic that we really enjoyed. The fans seemed to really enjoy. It was one of the things with Shattered Memories. They really liked that, but they also wanted to have the combat as well.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get the best of both worlds with Downpour. We kind of studied all of the past Silent Hill games and sort of took pieces of everything and used what worked.
Yeah, I think the chase mechanic is something that's really key to survival horror anyway, because survival horror is all about being preyed upon, right? So that's such a visceral experience, is to have something undefeatable chasing you and you're just fleeing and trying, knocking things over out of your way and just scrambling for it.
Going off that, there's a stamina in this game, or is there going to be a mechanic like that?
Yeah.
So what have you guys done to kind of balance the whole fleeing concept? Is there going to be often where you're going to end up being tired and have to end up fighting? Or
Yeah,
something?
absolutely. You can run and you'll have full speed for a little while, but eventually Murphy his stamina will, and there's no meter. It's just judged by his animations. He will start slowing down and eventually start huffing and puffing. So you're going to get caught basically. You might have enough speed at first to get away, but it's something you're gonna have to find somewhere to hide and rest at points.
There's no in previous ones that used it. There were some complaints that eventually you still had to fight. You'd either fight or you ended up dying anyway. Maybe you like spend a lot of time tweaking this to like.
Yeah, and like I said, that's like our core focus now at this point. We've got the entire game built. Everything's in there. We're at alpha now, and it's just all about just tuning and tweaking. We want to get that perfect balance. There's a lot of gameplay testing going on right now, focus testing going on.
Yeah, it won't be as extreme as Origins, where you got, 10 feet and then you retired. You'll have more stamina than that.
I was wondering what the sort of balance will be between sort of this crazy psychological moments and the combat moments, like the two sections we just saw. Is it going to be about equal? Is it going to be more of one and less of the other? It's too early to say.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have like a ratio, so to speak, but I would say that this E3 demo is definitely not representative of, the final game, just because it's E3. We're trying to get, a nice, intense demo here, but yeah, if I had to give it an informal ratio, I'd say it's maybe 30-70 combat to exploration.
We tried to keep the old Silent Hill balance of letting the player explore, soak in the feeling of the world, sort of wonder about their surroundings. We didn't just want to keep them bombarded by creatures. I think that was a weakness of Homecoming. It just kind of felt like a series of combat encounters. Yeah. So we tried to get back to how the game used to be. But there's still plenty of combat, as you saw in the demo, and it should be fun and exciting to play.
Are there going to be references to the other Silent Hill, all the Silent Hill lore, just a little bit here and there?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got nods to every Silent Hill game, so for the observant player, I mean, you're going to have to search for them. There's going to be little, references, whether it's a newspaper clipping or, something that pops up on the TV or a radio message or something like that. That being said, there's no, Pyramid Head or the nurses walking around. It just doesn't make sense fiction-wise in this game. This is Murphy's story. It's not James' story or anything else.
Aside from past Silent Hill games, were there any particular influences that we'll see come through in Downpour?
Besides Silent Hill games?
Correct.
Stuff.
Probably. We're influenced by TV shows like Walking Dead, to movies, to books, to other games we played, and how that all filters through. Maybe you'll see it.
Yeah.
You guys showed us earlier, switch to fixed camera angles, and you said because you wanted to control what the player sees to generate the kind of like scary moment.
Right.
Do you think in this day and age that that's the only way that you have to rely on that mechanic to get a genuine scare?
Not at all. No, we definitely, it's both. And a big reason we did it was to just kind of have that throwback feeling to the old Silent Hills. There was fixed cameras in some of the early games, and it was cool. It's like the nostalgia factor as well. But it definitely helps. There's certain moments that we just want to frame properly, and that's not to say that every time a fixed camera happens, you're going to have a scare moment, because that would completely be predictable and that would ruin it as well. So we mix it up quite often.
We got about 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys. Not in this Downpour. There's no multiplayer component to Downpour.
No.
It's just the.
There's no
Book of Memories on the
Vita one.
Yeah.
is the first multiplayer.
So we've got Silent Hill Collection coming up, which is Silent Hill 2 and 3 HD remasters, and also we're redoing the voice acting completely in those games, all new cast, and it's being directed by Mary Elizabeth McGlynn and also starring Mary Elizabeth. So I think the fans will be excited about that. And as you mentioned, we've got Book of Memories coming to the Vita handheld. Our composer for the series, Dan Lick, is also here. He's doing the music, obviously, for Downpour, but also for Book of Memories as well, so we're really excited about that.
And this is coming to 360, PS3.
This is 360 and PS3, yeah.
Any possible development for Silent Hill on Nintendo's new Wii U at all?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet.
Yeah.
We really like, we really like working on Shattered Memories for the Wii and finding specific things that work with the motion control. So, we get our hands on the Wii U, anything's possible, but right now we don't have any plans.
You guys got anything else? Cool. Well, thanks a lot, everyone. We really appreciate it. And stay tuned. Obviously, Silent Hill Downpour coming out winter this year, and keep your eyes peeled to the Facebook site as well, Facebook.com